Now at 5:30, the same-sex marriage debate continues in Kentucky this morning. One county clerk is traveling to the state capitol today to try to talk to the governor. We'll have more coming up.
Also on WKYT this morning and early this morning, the South Carolina House of Representatives voted to remove the Confederate flag from the state capitol grounds.
Bring her home, just bring her back to us.
A Nelson County family is pleading with the public for clues in what may have led to a mother's strange disappearance.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. It's so nice to have you up and at it with us here on WKYT. It's Thursday, July 9th, a brand new day. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope you're having a great start to your day. On Wall Street, hopefully things are getting back to normal after this.
They had quite an outage there yesterday.
Yeah.
So we'll watch that today. Hopefully they can get a full day of trading in. And we're watching weather as well. It's a little strange out there this morning with high humidity. Here's meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, and you're feeling it outside. It's one of those mornings you step out the door and you know rain's on the way. We'll have scattered showers and thunderstorms again today. Remember, not everybody will see the rain, but if you do, you'll get some pretty heavy downpours out of this. Flood threat is decreasing. However, it's still going to be there. You get isolated shots here and there. Watching this little disturbance roll through western Kentucky, it's fading. And the reason why it's fading is because it's getting away from the main portion of the energy back toward the west. Your actual front situates itself back toward, say, the Missouri area. So that's pretty far out. As far as it goes toward the east, the lesser likelihood of it staying together. And 76 right now in Frankfort. Take that into mind as you step out the door. It's just pretty nasty. 24-hour planner, we're at 83 this afternoon, off into the evening. Afternoon and evening, you will have at least a few rumbles of thunder, about 40–50%. Overnight and into tomorrow morning, it's mainly calm, and then we do it all over again Friday. But I think the big news is you got the Creation Ichthus Festival going on in towards your weekend. The big news is, what about all these events for the weekend? I do have a little good news for you, and I'll show you that coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, we look forward to that, and we'll see you in just a bit. Let's get to the news.
The National Weather Service has confirmed a tornado did briefly touch down in Fleming County Tuesday night.
That was an EF0 tornado, and it had winds of around 80 miles per hour. The tornado damaged a barn. It also knocked down trees along Maysville Road, not far from Flemingsburg. One man told us he saw the tornado.
When I walked out of the barn, I could see it crossing the road and going up that hill, and you could see something spinning and stuff flying around in the air.
Emergency managers in Fleming County say no injuries were reported as a result of the tornado.
The same-sex marriage debate continues today as a county clerk heads to Frankfort to request an audience with the governor.
It comes as many clerks have been asking the governor to call a special legislative session to discuss the conflict between their religious beliefs and their job duties. WKYT's Mark Barber is live from the state capitol in Frankfort with the latest on that. Mark, how many clerks are now requesting this of the governor?
Good morning, Bill. The Lawrence County Clerk says 57 clerks, that's nearly half of the clerks in the state, have sent a letter to the governor asking him to call a special session. The clerks are hoping that the state legislature will address the Supreme Court's ruling on same-sex marriage because they say it conflicts with their job duties. When the Supreme Court legalized gay marriage 3 weeks ago, county clerks were ordered to start issuing same-sex marriage licenses. Speaker of the House Greg Stumbo asked Governor Steve Beshear to call a special session about the issue earlier this week, but Beshear said he would not do it. Instead, the governor said that the courts will have the authority to deal with the clerks who don't issue licenses. In Rowan County, the ACLU is already suing the county clerk who said she would stop signing off on all marriage licenses because she believes that God ordained marriage to be between a man and a woman. She told us she will not issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples because it violates her conscience and goes against the core of her being. Kay Swartz, the Whitley County clerk, has also stopped issuing marriage licenses. She tells us that she is coming to Frankfort today to try to get a meeting with the governor. So will the governor meet with her, and will he call a special session? Of course, we will continue to follow this very closely today, and we will keep you updated on air and online as he makes his decisions. Live in Frankfort, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. We'll watch throughout the day for developments there. And new this morning, Lexington police are looking for a robber who stole some unusual items. Just after 1 o'clock this morning at Imperial Liquors on Village Drive, police were called out to a robbery. And when they got there, the victim told officers that a man threatened him with a firearm and stole his shirt, his wallet, and his taco dinner. Police say they do not have a good description of the taco thief. The victim was not hurt. Also new this morning, Lexington police are looking for two other men who they say robbed two people at gunpoint. Officers tell us two people were walking through Valley Park just before 11 last night when two men got out of a car and threatened them with a gun. Police say the men stole the victims' cell phones as well as earrings and their shoes. No one was hurt there. Police still looking for the suspects in that.
Family and friends of a missing Nelson County mother are asking the public and offering a reward for any information that leads them to her. 35-year-old Crystal Rogers has not been seen since Friday. Her family says they found her car abandoned on the Bluegrass Parkway with her belongings still inside. Rogers has 5 children. Her mother says the family just wants her home safe.
She's got little kids, you know, and they miss their mama. Her little boy's at home, and she's never been away from him. We want her.
Now, the family is offering a $40,000 reward for any information leading them to Rogers' whereabouts. The Nelson County Sheriff says she was last seen with her boyfriend, who's described as being cooperative with investigators.
Now 5:36 here on WKYT this morning, and testimony has started in the trial of two people accused of shooting and killing a Lexington high school student back in 2012. Henry Clay High School student Chaz Black was shot along with 2 others in an apartment in March of that year. Black later died. Deontay Hayes and his cousin Dominique Godfrey are on trial for the shooting. According to our partners at the Herald-Leader, a public defender told the jury that Hayes acted in self-defense, while another public defender says Godfrey was merely a witness to what happened.
New this morning, a Letcher County woman is behind bars after police say she stabbed her boyfriend, or her husband, I should say. Whitesburg police arrested 27-year-old Regina Yates on Wednesday. She's charged with assault and wanton endangerment. Police say last week she argued with her husband, Stacy, who ended up in the hospital after she stabbed him. Both Stacy and police say Regina has a history of abuse. Stacy was also stabbed in September of last year.
Men are victims of domestic violence as well. It's a real thing. Men don't want to admit it. They're tough. They don't want to admit that, you know, women can beat on them, hurt them.
Stacy says he and Regina agreed to get a divorce. Police tell us Regina also hit one of her children with a stroller.
New from overnight, the South Carolina House of Representatives has approved a bill to remove the Confederate flag from the Capitol grounds there. The
movement comes after 9 people were gunned down in a Charleston church during a Bible study. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is at our live desk with more on the coverage of the story. Michelle, how will the state move forward now?
You know, Rebecca, the House will finalize amendments in the legislation, and the bill could be sent to the governor's desk as early as today, meaning the Confederate flag could be brought down as early as Friday from the Capitol grounds in South Carolina. After an emotional debate, the state house finally voted in the wee hours of the morning a 94-20 vote for the flag's removal. There were a handful of lawmakers fighting to keep the flag standing by trying to add amendments to the bill, this adding to the long debate that lasted over 12 hours.
I just don't think the solution that came over from the Senate is the solution that respects everybody.
Now the Confederate flag has flown on Capitol grounds in South Carolina for 54 years. The removal of the flag became a hot topic following the mass murders at a church in Charleston. South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley said it truly brings us all together as we continue to heal as one people and one state. At the live desk, I'm Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Thanks, Michelle. Historians are weighing in on the future of some statues of Confederate officers in downtown Lexington. As we first told you Tuesday night at 11, Mayor Jim Gray asked the city's Arts Review Board to look at the placement and presentation of the John Hunt Morgan and John Breckinridge statues. He also wants the board to review a historical marker about slavery nearby. Historians say it's an important debate.
What is the function of these statues? I think that's something that we really need to probe and think about.
Well, the Arts Review Board wants feedback from the community. It's expected to make a recommendation to the council sometime in the fall.
Rolling toward 540 on WKYT this morning, and later this week, state school officials will be meeting and they'll be discussing the fate of the Menifee County schools. That meeting will start at 1 o'clock Friday afternoon in the state boardroom at the Department of Education in Frankfort. The Board of Education's Commissioner Terry Holliday has recommended that the state step in to manage the Menifee County School District. The district has been under state assistance since December after an audit uncovered issues with how the district is being governed. We'll keep track of that.